Hey guys, it's Pinkstar. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing the mid-year freakout tag. So this is like a video that just goes through a list of questions about books that I've read this year and my thoughts. So yeah, I'm going to be answering those questions on everything that I've read so far and yeah, see where we're at. Alright, so first up is a best book that I've read so far this year. And that one was actually a hard one. I'm kind of close between two. The first one being Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. This one was a 5-star rated book for me, so I absolutely loved this story. It's very like Viking-esque, and I loved the battle scenes. I love the different characters' point of views, and the characters themselves are written really well, and the world is written really well, that you can actually imagine everything so clearly. It's just very atmospheric and I really enjoyed it and I highly recommend. Another one is The Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I love this so much. This is a 5 out of 5 as well, and yeah, I didn't expect this to be so good. It was amazing. I absolutely loved the story. I loved the feel and the atmosphere of like the dark academic setting. Story was great, amazing plot, love the characters. Yeah, I just really enjoyed this. I thought it was going to be a standalone, but no, there's a second one coming out next year and I can't wait for it. Question 2 was best sequel that I've read this year. I haven't really read a lot apart from like all the Witcher books, but I did read House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas, which is the second book in the Crescent City series. I love this so much. I love the first one more, but I still really love this. So this is the best sequel that I've read so far this year. It's also massive, like it's so chunky, but yeah, absolutely enjoyed every second of this, especially the ending, which was crazy and I did not expect at all. So yes, really looking forward to the next one. I just have no idea where this is going to go, what's going to happen, how it's going to conclude or anything. I think there's actually 4 books in this series. So yeah, anyway, I love Sarah J. Maas. She's one of my favourite writers. I love all of her books. So number 3 is a new release that I haven't read yet but really want to. And one of them would be Hunger of the Gods, which is the second book to Shadow of the Gods. This came out in April, so it's not super new, but I really need to get this book so I can read it ASAP, because the way the last book ended, I need this. Yeah. And the next one is Forging Silver into Stars by Bridget Kimura, and I had this on my most anticipated releases for the first half of the year, and I think it came out in June, so yeah, I think it came out in June, so it's quite recent, and I haven't purchased it yet, but I need to because it looks really good. Question number 4 is my most anticipated release for the rest of 2022. And I have made a video on my recent releases, so I'll post that down below. Make sure to check that out after this if you haven't already watched it. So that goes through all of the books that I am looking forward to for the rest of the year. But the main ones that I'm really excited for would be These Twisted Bonds by Lexi Ryan, the second book to These Hollow Vows, which I loved and read at the beginning of this year. So yeah, highly looking forward to reading that one. And the last one would be Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare, which is the last book in the Last Hours trilogy, which I'm super excited for. Alright, next we have biggest disappointment so far, and that would have to be Moonwood, A Tale of a Unicorn. I got it as an ARC and I was super excited to read it, and it was so boring, and I feel bad saying that. It just wasn't for me. I think, I don't know, I'm not really into the whole medieval stuff. I think, I don't know what it was, but it was quite boring, and then the main guy was kind of creepy and I couldn't really get into it. I don't know. I finished it, but, and I mean, the ending was kind of interesting, but not enough to make this good. I think I gave it like 2 stars. Maybe it was only 1.5. I can't remember. But yeah, it just was really disappointing, especially because I thought this was going to be really good and other people had reviewed it and gave it like 5 stars. And I don't know where they got, like, where they thought it was a 5-star, because I don't know, there was just nothing in it that brought it up to a 5-star for me. If anything, it was just weird. So I don't know, I feel bad, I'm sorry, but yeah, that's how I felt. I didn't enjoy it, unfortunately, at all. Number 6 is Biggest Surprise, and that would have to be Shadow of the Gods. I did not think I was going to love this as much as I did, being like Norse Viking book rather than, like, usually I read a lot of fairy, like fae and vampires and things like that sort of stories, to reading something that was like, it was almost like historical fiction but not. I don't know, I just absolutely loved this book so much. As I said, I've already mentioned it earlier, it is one of my new all-time faves. Love it. Right, 7 is a favourite author, either a debut author or someone who is new to me. And new to me this year was Leigh Bardugo. I hadn't read any of her books. I don't know how I managed to not read anything by her until now. I read Ninth House, I read Six of Crows, and I read Crooked Kingdom, and I loved all 3 of them. So good. Yeah, I really like her writing style, and I just really enjoyed those books. They were really well done. So yeah, looking forward to reading some more of her work. Number 8 is Newest Fictional Crush. I don't really have a fictional crush on anyone per se, but probably if it was anyone, it would be Roan from Crescent City, because I don't know, he just really stood out in the second book. And yeah, I think everybody loves Roan. I don't know what it is about him, but he's like the bad boy, but not like, he's really nice. I don't know, we love him, so yeah. Roan Danan. Number 9 is Newest Favorite Character. I don't really have like super favorite characters, but if I had to pick a new favorite character, it would probably be Lycosia from Shadow and the Reaping and A Heart of Bitter Poison. I love her. She is such a badass. She's so spunky and fun, and I don't know, I just love her as a character. I think she's really well written, and yeah, she's just awesome. So I really enjoy reading from her point of view, and I can't wait for the 3rd book that comes out in that series, because it's going to be awesome. Right, next we have a book that made me cry, and this 100% is 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I bawled like a baby for like the last 5 or 6 chapters, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed that book, and I highly recommend it. It was so good. It was the first book that I read from Taylor Jenkins Reid as well, and I'm looking forward to eventually reading some more of her work. But yeah, this was very emotional towards the end. Number 11 is a book that made me happy, and I don't think there's a book that is really like gives off like happy vibes that I've read. They all like have some like dark underlying story themes, so yeah, I'm not really sure happy as we say, but for a fun time and that I really enjoyed, it would be These Hollow Vows. This was such a fun time. I enjoyed every second of it. I couldn't put it down, and I can't wait for the next one. So yeah. Number 12 is the most beautiful book that I've purchased or been given this year so far, and that would have to be my Lord of the Rings illustrated edition book that I purchased for my birthday. This is like the most stunning book you've ever seen. It is absolutely gorgeous, and it has like a ribbon bookmark in it, and it's like, it's hard to show you guys, but oh, can I get any pictures? It's like fully illustrated, so it has like, we'll get to one. There's a picture there. It's another full illustrated picture there. And those sort of paintings from Ellen and Lee are throughout the book. And it's just beautiful, and I love it, and it's just stunning. So yeah, that is that. And last question is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? So I have a lot of books that I want to read, nothing that I really need to read as such, but I would ideally like to have read the books that are on my anticipated releases for the year. So the first half of the year and the second half of the year, if I can read those ones, yeah, I'd really like to do that. And I'd also really like to finish off the whole of the Witcher series. They're kind of my main goals at the moment, and maybe some of my older books that I have on my Kindle that I have had sitting around for a while. But yeah, that's about it. Alright, so that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you've done this tag, post a comment down below with a link so I can watch your one, because you know, I love watching these videos. They're awesome. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos from me, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye.